Hello, and welcome to Hot Topics with my very special guest today, my friend, my buddy, Dolvett Quince. How are you, bud?
Good to see you, John.
Great to see you.
Thanks for having me, by the way.
Of course, my pleasure. I want to jump in, from a perspective, as you know, we kind of talked this week, especially on the blog, about dealing with denial, facing up to what is in front of us. And one of the things that I mentioned, just knowing each other for a while, I know that there were a lot of people obviously became familiar with you first because of your work on The Biggest Loser, right, as a celebrity trainer. But that's not all of who you are. And so I'm curious as you kind of think about the difficulty it may have been to get others to see you as more than what they kind of categorized you as at first. How did you kind of approach that? How did you deal with that?
It was never difficult for me, John, because to me, my approach to anything is, come at it humbly, come at it vulnerable. When I say it, I mean the moment, right? That's the it I'm referring to. So if I'm about to coach someone or someone allowed to get to know me, I'm open, quick to laugh, quick to have jokes, but more importantly, quick to tell my story. Because oftentimes people will look, see, and judge, right?
Right, every
Judge
day.
based on what they see without really knowing the person. And I think if you're willing to tell your story, it sort of breaks the ice. It does break the ice, right? It allows you in a very quick moment to, wow, you have more in common with me than I thought you would. Right? Wow, you've been through a lot. So you don't look like you've been through a lot, but you have. So you start to sort of trim away some of that judgment and get down to the core of we're just as real people having real conversations.
When you do that professionally, right? Because not everybody has the opportunity. Sure, on a kind of personal relationship standpoint, what you're saying, I hope, is really applicable to folks, right, that are listening. But when it comes to the professional profile, right, that people may box you into, you don't necessarily have those that are as willing to listen to your story, as you said. So how, because I know, we both have walked through this and we know that, but, we've had to reinvent ourselves. We've had to reposition ourselves, right? We had to figure out different ways for our voices to be heard in a way that would give us the credibility because we knew what we were talking about in our areas of expertise and in a way that we could express that. How do you push through a professional setting where you're not always given the benefit of the doubt or the opportunity to be heard relationally, as you described?
You have to build a rapport, and I think what happens with that. Listen, with any background, be it professional, be it personal, you have to build trust, and trust is built over time, and trust is built through not only conversations but accountability, right?
Yep.
You show up, you be there, and you're consistent. People may not always trust your words at first, but they will trust your time, the time that you put into them in that moment, right? Be there at 2:00. I'll come meet you. You're there at 1:35, right? Wow, you've done this now for 3 weeks straight. Okay, this person is telling me about them without telling me about them, right? Using those little tools like that, following up. Hey, great conversation. I'm so glad we talked. Feel free to reach out if you have any further questions. Week 1, week 2, haven't heard from you. Just wanted to let you know that I'm here, thinking of you. I'm sure whatever issues are there, we'll get to the bottom of it. Talk soon. Week 3, how are you? Check. All those baby steps. You are now telling me, John, oh, wow, this guy's pretty consistent. Okay, I can count on him. And it's those little intangible things that are famously wonderful.